guys, what's going on? Eric Aviator here. It is a beautiful Thanksgiving morning, and I've got 3 friends and students in the air, and I'm going to go play with them. So today we're going to try a live commentary. I'm going to try to share with you guys what I'm trying to do, and we'll see how it goes. I got music in this ear, and I got radio in this ear. It's going to be fun. We'll see. Alright, I got throttle, I got both brakes, I got 1A, I got the other A. I always feel kind of stupid doing this with the big gloves on. It just feels so unnatural. I'm so used to flying in shorts and a t-shirt. Make sure I got full power. Oh yeah, we got full power. Sweet. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and bomb off. First up, a nice strong run, a little bit of touch of power. Run fast, run fast, run fast. Dampen the surge, add power. Yeah, baby! Off the ground, find my seat, reach back over, little nice tight left turn. Yeah, Bubba. And I got James on my 6. We're gonna climb up here and go over and see my buddy 6. He's one of my students, and see how this all goes. I lent out my North Face jacket yesterday, and I'm still regretting it because the jacket I had, this Mamoon copycat jacket that somebody from China sent me, which would be cool, except that the zipper broke. Not once, but like 500 times, so super not comfortable. Up there you got Kelton. Kelton's a new pilot also, he's learning. And I'm going to fly low, I think. I'm going to stay down in the midst of it to show you guys some cool stuff. Here's a windmill. Clear my turn, make sure I don't hit my brother. I don't see him. Oh, he's behind me. Alright, windmill time. Whoa! A little bit of brake pressure right there. Coming nice and tight. There's a windmill, guys. This is a citrus mill. I don't quite know what they're for. We'll have to ask. One of my students actually manages this grow, so we'll have to ask him what it's all about. But here's one that's all broken up. The propeller's all gone. Yeah, that's cool. And let's go over here and check out these trees. Now, if you guys aren't paramotor pilots, it's kind of cool because we use power to control our altitude, and brakes control our turns and speed. So right now I got speed bar out here. I can add some power, add some speed, but it drops my nose and my wing down, which increases the amount of power I need to stay in the air. And then, oh, this is pretty out here, man. This would be a mess to walk through. There's so many prickers. And climbing on up. Very nice. Nice little level out there. I'm going to show you guys this kind of unique retention pond system. I'm not actually sure what they're using it for, but I always see it when we're flying around and I always wonder what the heck is the cause of this. Kind of rad though. Alright, speed bar over. You'll notice it increases my ground speed pretty dramatically. And I've got my trims most of the way in. So to off the bar, back into brake, across the top side of these power lines, diving it across the side, bring the power back up. Excuse me. And I'm going to have to mute some audio from this, man. I have a cold. It kind of sucks. Kind of a unique little looking space out here, though. Woo! Alright, we're catching up to... Heck, where did 6 go? That might be 6 right there. Yeah, it sure is. Nice. So when you're flying this low and playing around, it's obviously pretty crucial to make sure that, A, you're not annoying anybody or pissing anybody off. So I'm always looking for, like houses like over here. I want to avoid them. You're going to think of the sound your engine makes almost like it has a cone of silence around it. You want to really be careful not to fly too close to other people and whatnot. Alright, I'm going to radio out really quick and tell 6. So the brake. Alright, 6, if you want to, go ahead and fly straight west. I'm below you low. I'm going to cross over 27 pretty high, and then we'll fly across 27 and fly on the south side of the airport over there. We'll turn north about the end of this next huge field out here. Alright, so this is actually alright. I don't know. I don't think this is going to record the audio of the other radios. We'll have to set that up, but that's an osprey nest. That's kind of cool. Here's another osprey nest right here. Look at that. That's freaking sweet. But today is Thanksgiving Day, and it's 7:30 or so in the morning. We've been out since about 6:20, and I had to go get some oil, and I had to get all the other guys off the ground, help them lay out their wings and whatnot. It's a no-wind morning, and honestly, these are the hardest mornings to fly in, just because when you fly in this no-wind stuff, it's so unbelievably difficult to get your speed up running because it's wet and you're running really hard. You got to get 15 miles an hour of speed or so with the motor on your back and a wing over your head to control everything, and it's challenging. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and climb up here so I don't scare any drivers. Climbing on up. We'll go up to about 300 feet, 400 feet over this road. For those of you guys who don't know what I fly, I'm flying a Dudek Hadron 28er, and I'm flying a Nirvana Instinct 230, which is kind of like the Ferrari of the paramotor world. I got this a few months ago, and I've just been so happy. It's actually kind of silly. It's always nice to have the gear that you really want to fly. It kind of changes the whole game, at least for me. Makes everything really freaking sweet. So over there is the airport. Right here is an old Harley dealership that's sadly shut down. I'd love to turn that into a paramotor shop someday, or a paramotor motorcycle shop or something. I don't know. I think it'd be super awesome. But yeah, so we're gonna try to stay about 3-4 miles away from the airport, just so we're out of their traffic patterns. Despite the fact it's an uncontrolled airport, we actually legally could land there, but we try to avoid pissing anybody off and scaring anyone. So we try to be as gracious as possible. Our biggest rule in our school is not to be a dick, and that's a little bit crass, but it makes a lot of sense once you see kind of how we fly and why we fly and why we do this. So, excuse me. I hate having a cold, man. This is brutal. So I'm going to fly kind of high here just because I want to have a place to land if I needed to. I could turn back and land over there. Over here is really marshy. It'd be really tough to get out. I'd have to hike out with the motor on through basically a swamp, so I'm going to fly over here. We're going to go to the south first, even though it's going to be a little bit downwind. And then we'll head across to the west. There's actually a train over there. We're going to fly over to that train, play on the tracks a bit, and then go up to the north, maybe to the CSX. There's a new big train yard I've not seen from the air yet, so do that. I'm going to ready these guys up, tell them what the plan is. I got all three of them behind me here. Alright guys, we maintain that heading right there. We're going to head straight west from you guys. I'm going to head south a bit, fly down this next lake. We'll join up on the train tracks at the far side of this field, and then we're going to head north from there. For each of you guys that have, well, Kelton, not you, you just took off, but 6, I need you to keep a real close eye on your fuel level, please. See what your fuel looks like. So there's a mirror on your right side pocket. You can use that to check out the fuel level. Alright, so there's a freaking rabbit. I wasn't sure what it was. Look at that. It's a rabbit. Wait, that's an armadillo. I thought it was a rabbit. I feel dumb. So again, you guys can see how wet it is out here. I had a friend actually land in this canal right here and have to hike it back across all this nonsense. And it took him like an hour. It was messy. I felt so bad for the guy. But he made it out just fine. And ended up picking him up over here in this pasture, which is kind of cool. Oh, dude, there's a heron. Let's go see if we can catch up to this heron really quick. Speed bomb! Tower! Yeah, there's a couple of nice big herons here. That's gorgeous. And up we go. And back down we go. And straight down to the ground. And then off the bar. Make left. Rotate around the tree. Bring the power back in. I love this sport. I freaking love flying, man. Flying is just so much fun and stupid. It really is. Oh, here's my brother flying. Let's go check him out. He's skiing along this little path, so we'll go catch a nice view of that. It's good. He's on the edge of the now. If you lose your engine or you get too deep, you want to be close enough to the side that if need be, you can kind of zip around and hop up on the shore. He also has flotation on, so this is pretty much the most dangerous thing you can do in the sport, but it's so much fun, it's ridiculous. So James is on the same wing I'm on, except one size bigger, a 22, and he's on a Nirvana rodeo, so pretty slick little setup. He's been flying for just over a year, but he's flown like 300 some odd hours this year. It's pretty awesome. We'll get nice and tight on him, give you guys a little view. There we go. Oh, he's going right. Let's go with him. This is one of my favorite things to do right here. I love flying video on guys, getting really nice, close, and tight on them. Try to catch the right angle. This is where flying for my YouTube channel has really helped me as I become a better pilot too, because you have to match speed with everybody. Right here, I'm running half bar, on the bar, off the bar, a little bit of brakes, no brakes, lots of different things, trying to get the right angle. So James is flying like a boss. A little bit tight on him. I'm going to add some brake pressure with my hands and try to slow the wing down so that I can get back behind. I'll do a little loop left, and then we're going to dive right. Here we go. Diving right, making sure no one's on my right side, and that's a nice little cut right there. Hopefully my legs aren't in, and one back to the left. Nice smooth cut, and one across now. Looking really clean there. Awesome. I don't see the other pilots yet. Oh, they're both behind us. Just got to make sure I keep an eye on them. And then James and I are going to go ahead and head left. I'll go ahead and dive down in front of him on bar, kind of catch up to him. And later, Gator. Head that way. So James is going to lead us that way now. One thing we also really try to do, you'll notice there's a lot of cows over here. We don't ever get close to them because cows are really skittish. They aren't as bad as horses. Horses freak out at anything, but cows will go kind of nuts. I'll get about here. This is about 200 yards away, 300 yards away, and that's about it. Just because I don't want to be scaring any of those cows, especially the babies, into a fence or anything. Because ranchers are awesome people, but they carry guns. All right, so we just saw there's an airplane taking off the airport. So I'm on the radio. Hey guys, airplane taking off the airport. Let's maintain low altitude, or you can maintain your altitude if you want. Let's fly south. Try to avoid flying over cattle, follow my ground track, or avoid the cattle at all costs. But keep an eye on that Twin Otter. We're going to fly another mile or so south and then push west. It'll give us some nice ground to cover too. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and move around to the west. It's 6, since you're flying low, be very careful. Keep yourself at least 50 to 100 feet off the ground. So if you have to, you can land and let the wing fully surge. One cool thing, 6 is actually a student pilot, so he only has a few flights, but his skills are really, really good, so we're letting him fly with us. He's an old skydiver, and he's actually probably going to end up coming to work for us, I think. He's expressed an interest. The guy has done so many cool things in his life. Oh, let's do a little ski real quick. Hey, skiing! Holla! And it's going to be kind of cool to see how he takes on this sport, because he's a dive master. He's a U.S. Coast Guard ship captain of 100-ton vessels. He's one of those guys that did all the fishing like they do with the TV shows up in Alaska. So, pretty rad. And right here, I got cows on my right, cows on my left, so I'm just going to try to kind of thread between them all, staying at least a couple hundred yards away, and I'm staying really low because I make less sound that they'll hear, so I'm trying to avoid scaring the cows again. I know it seems silly, but this is where it all comes to that don't be a dick thing. We try so hard to be gracious because, like the rancher who owns this property right here, we're trying to get permission to use some of his other land to fly from and maybe even lease from him. So it's one of those things that if we can, we want to be, we want to be not just friends, but we want to be really friendly and really build those relationships. So a little bit close to the cows, but they aren't even moving. You know, if the cows are looking at me, I feel like I'm a little close. If they don't move, I'm still all right. So about 100 yards away is the closest we've come so far today, and that's one of the reasons why we record our flights like this. I try to keep at least one camera on every group of flying that we do, just because I don't want to ever have an instance where a rancher is like, hey, you did something wrong, and I can be like, no, I didn't, here's my video, you're mistaken, I'm so sorry. Because I'd rather at least have proof, so it's not my word against theirs. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I just turned my heated gloves on. I mentioned it's Thanksgiving Day. What I didn't mention is it's actually pretty chilly. It's right about 45 this morning, which I know for you guys up north, I'm a wimp, I'm a wuss, I'm a pussy, but this is really cold for Florida. I'm wearing 2 pairs of pants, 1, 2, 3, 4 layers on my chest. I'm still a little bit chilly, so. Oh, this is a really scummy pond. I'm not going to get my feet wet on that. But I'm going to go ahead and lay up back here and see if I get behind James again. Kind of get on his sticks real quick, get some shots, he's skiing it out. I feel like the shots where I'm actually filming other people flying always look cooler than just flying around on your own. It's one of the reasons I'm so blessed to have my brother and now my dad and all my students flying with us. It makes it super fun. So, alright, we'll go ahead and head back to the west a bit further. You can see Sixth over here, he's off the right side. Coming in, he's flying, this is the lowest he's ever flown, so that's pretty cool. It's a great learning experience. You start to feel how three-dimensional the sport is, how three-dimensional your flying can be. I'm going to put my brakes up and rest my arms a little bit. They're a little bit tired, so we'll go ahead and head that way. And try to avoid. One thing that's actually a little bit scary that you have to keep a really close eye on in this sport are power lines. Actually, I got a story I can tell you guys about power lines, but I'll save it for another video. I came really close once. Just flying to different areas I didn't have experience, but here in the groves, oftentimes they'll have these power lines that kind of come right in the middle of everything, and they stop like the weirdest places. So here's a power line right here that goes right in the middle of the grove, and it's for a pump house. They use the power to charge the pump that pulls the water out of the ground, and then they feed the water up to all the groves. But if you're not looking for them, those little half lines, they'll get you, because you're always looking for for a full line that goes across something, and if you're not expecting it, it can be a little bit scary to all of a sudden have a power line in your face. Use caution, guys. North side of this pond has big power lines right across. They're tough to see. North side of the pond, big power lines. So James is going to come through right there. We'll speed up to him real quick. Get my speed bar down so you guys don't see it in the shot as much. And screaming along, screaming eagles, yeah! We're cruising right now, man. The speed bar is making us scream. If my trims are in, if I trim out, I get about 8 miles an hour more, which makes it really fast. I never really thought that, 30, 40 miles an hour was fast until I tried it in a freaking lawn chair at 5 feet off the ground. Suddenly it feels quite sporty. Alright, gonna give a quick radio to 6. Hey 6, if you're anywhere lower than about 3 on fuel, I want you to head back and land. Anything lower than about 3. Yeah, buddy, I'll come up on your side right now. Right through a little bit of fog there. Roger that. We'll head back in about 30 minutes for you then. We'll just keep an eye on it. I'm going to pull up beside you here. The 6 asked me to do a quick fuel check for him, so I'm going to pull up beside him. Right here, I'm going to hit his wing. Every wing, just like a boat, the wing will throw out a wing also. So I'm going to be cautious about that, but he's on the Universal 31. He's a fairly heavy guy, and I'm going to pull up right here beside him. What's up, buddy? Yeah, he's at 4.5, 5 liters. It's pretty much perfect. Woohoo! Really close. He's not quite ready to be bumped yet. We'll go and get a few more flights, and we'll show him how it feels to actually have your wing get tapped by another wing. Just want to make sure he has enough experience to know what he's doing and have a little peace about it. I'm going to pull up tight on Kenton now. Gonna hit my own wing right here, I bet. And yep, there's the wing, just a little one. I'm fairly wing adverse. I'm not a huge fan of them. This wing handles wakes really well, but I don't know. I like, if I'm flying, I want it to be really, really bumpy, like I'm flying midday for thermaling, or I want it to be really, really smooth. Flying low, cutting up like I was just doing a minute ago. So Kitten's flying an Ozone Buzz Z4, I believe it is. And he's chilling. So I'll pull up right here beside him. Looking good. Yeah, buddy. And then let's just dive down. And catch up to James here. James is going right through the middle of that muck. Oh, his shoes are going to smell. That's going to be gross. Look at that green muck. Oh, ew. That'll be funny. Oh, my motor hesitated just a little bit there. It's too much fun. Yeah, man, you're about 3/4 tank still. You're good. James is climbing up. All right, guys, making a right turn going north. Going north. Everybody go north. Here we go. So we're gonna fly up these railroad tracks here and make sure there's no train coming either way. I got power lines right beside us. They're gonna be a little bit tight on them. No train coming, no train coming. I'll go ahead and come down. And they just called me the Chattanooga Choo-Choo. Alright, I'm weird. I'll admit it. Slide my foot down the rail right now. See if you guys can see that. Oh, it's so cool. It's so smooth. There's little rivets every like 60 yards, little bumps, or I don't know what you call them, where they put the actual rails together. And those are a little bit bumpy, but it's a neat feeling to kind of come down here, and I'll do it again here. Add a little bit of pressure, and I'm just sliding my foot right along the edge. And it's like glass. It's such a cool feeling. Alright, I'm going to climb up a bit, give myself some safety room. Still my brakes again. Alright. This way I have different options of places I can land if necessary. You know, try to keep myself safe just in case I lost engine. I really would rather not land in that railway bed. I feel like that would probably be pretty uncomfortable. So we made it really far west. The airport's over there now. We gotta came down through this pasture. Now we're gonna go north because the wind is actually from the north. And we're gonna go up, fly north around, depending on fuel level, we'll probably just fly to CSX and then run back. Normally we'd go on a big loop. You can see that tower on the horizon maybe. That tower is Bach Tower Gardens. And on the north side of that is Chalet Suzanne, which is where I grew up. It's has a runway and all that, so we can go fly up there and actually, you know, check out the area. That's a nice little flight, good little hour flight or so, but a couple of these guys are up before some of the other guys, so I'm gonna make sure that I am respectful of their fuel. Let's see how much I have. I have 5 liters left. That's about 2 hours left on this motor, so I can hold, I think, 14 liters, and I can get about 4.5, 5 hours of flight time, which is, honestly, it's just too long for me. My body doesn't like it. I can do about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I'm ready for a break. So here, we've got a couple guys who are watching us, waving. So we'll drop in on them here and say howdy. Got to keep ourselves safe, but we'll drop in right beside them on the right side of this power line. Bring that speed bar back in, and coming through right here. Hey guys. Hey guys. You gotta love when people get excited with you. You gotta be super stoked. There goes James. Now, one fun thing about using a camera, you gotta be aware of what's in front of you too, because that could sometimes get you in really big trouble. Use a little full power here, and we're climbing. Coming back up. Excuse me. And we're going to climb across, maintain this heading here. Just kind of letting everybody get their pants back in the right direction. Alright guys, we're going to maintain about the altitude we are now, because we're going to cross over Highway 60 up here, and then we're going to head due north toward the CSX factory. Or not factory, but there's like a big train yard. I haven't actually flown over it yet except in the airplane, so I'd like to share it with you guys. We'll fly up that way, and then most likely we'll run back for fuel concerns. 6 may have to run back sooner. 6, are you comfortable landing on your own, or would you like help, buddy? Alright, no problem, man. I'm happy to help you. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to get the radio hooked up so you guys can hear radio too. Yeah, you got it, man. No worries. Apparently there's a train coming. At least it says it is. I'm wondering if James might have tripped something. That's funny. Oh, there's the train right there. Interesting, it's parked though. Alright, so one of the problems with talking on the radio and talking to you guys on the video is I keep hitting the radio button to talk on the video because I get so used to talking on the radio. Oh well, I'll figure it out eventually. Beautiful little Florida Central Railroad right here. Very nice, very nice. It's beautiful. I'm a geek about old trains. I'm not like a super train nerd. He's like, oh, I know everything about trains, but I do love trains. I gotta admit it. Trains are just really cool. Power line's low here across the track, almost invisible. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and climb up just a bit more. Again, just trying to be respectful of folks. Trying to avoid all the cattle. And I'm also still trying to fly over dry land, so I don't have to swim back if I had an issue or whatever. Oh, I got some horses right here in front of me, so we're going to go ahead and move left. Horses right in front of me, guys, flying left here. Some beautiful horses. But we want to avoid scaring them. They aren't even looking at us. That's always a good sign. Keep our altitude up high enough. We'll bring the power in just a bit here. Climb on up. Alright, we're going to go ahead and climb up here, get across the road. And then from here, we get to have some fun. And first off, I'm going to go ahead and turn my gloves down a little bit more. They're freaking burning me. I love it. It's so nice to be warm. I mean, it's cold out, but I'm fairly comfortable. I feel like I'm sitting on my porch, you know. It's not highly toxic or uncomfortable at all. Alright, so we're going to climb up here. Let's see. CSX is right over there. I'm just not sure if we're going to have enough fuel to make it all the way over there for all the guys. We'll probably go up around a couple fields and then hightail back just for safety considerations. So I'm going to climb up a little higher over this. About 350, 400 feet right now. But I like to... The FAA says that we're allowed to fly pretty much anywhere in the U.S. as long as it's safe and we're not in congested airspace or over cities, towns, etc. But there's a kind of common courtesy that we try to offer folks. And if I fly really low over roadways like that, like a major highway where people aren't looking, I can scare them to death. And I don't want to scare anybody to death. I want to, keep everybody safe and everybody stoked to see us when they see us flying. So I'm gonna do a little 360 here because these guys are all way behind me. We'll do nice and slow. And now I'm going to climb up a bit higher. Maybe we'll do a couple barrel rolls or something. Get a wing over to it anyway. Let's see. Oop, there's that little bit of wake. Yay! Alright, I got a cough. That was gross. I'm going to have to go back to this whole video and cut my coughing out of it, man. It feels terrible for you guys listening. And if I don't cut my coughing out, you guys can fully make fun of me. If I do cut my coughing out, you owe me one. Alright, we'll get a little more altitude first. I'll get up over this next lake and I'll throw down for you. We're going to go up here. Looks fairly nice out. Everything's clean and smooth. Got nice connections for all my lines. Risers are trimmed +3, right where I like them. Right one's out a little bit further than the left. We'll clean that up, and then what we'll do is we'll climb up a bit more, do a barrel roll or wing over, barrel roll land, or back down to ground, and then we'll climb up over this next power line set into the next field. I know this part's a little bit more boring in the video, but hey, you guys are on an adventure with us. We're having a great time, dagnabbit. There's some standing fog right here on the lake. It's really pretty. Some mornings you come out here and the whole place, everywhere that's colder, like the colder ground, is all foggy. It's freaking gorgeous. I love that. I'm not seeing James. Oh, he's down low. There he is. Alright. I get really, I don't know, I don't want to say nervous. I just get kind of worried. I'm always trying to look people an eye out for all the people I'm flying with in hopes of trying to keep them as safe as possible. Alright, I don't have quite enough altitude, but I'll go ahead and do this a little bit up. Let's go ahead and climb a little bit more. Come off the bar. Legs out. Kicking my feet. Yep. Alright. And powering down a bit. Making a left turn. Weight shifting right. Right wing over. Left wing over. Nice and big. Good and tight. Alright. Not really anything too crazy, just a little wing over action for you. It's spiraling out smooth, all the way off the power. Feel a little surge up there, just a smidge. And we're going to drop it on this road right here. This is a development that was never finished, so I don't really know what they're doing out here. I never see them do anything with it. It looks like it could be houses in here in, 15 minutes. It's going to drop a foundation and go. But it's kind of a weird location. This is some of the lower rent districts of the area are kind of surrounded, but it's on this beautiful lake, and I don't know, I'd live here. I'd freaking love to live here. It'd be awesome. In fact, I should really consider contacting them, because that would be really cool to buy this up. It'd be a great place to fly from. and it's close tech to downtown, so you don't have to go too far from my shop or from my house, you know, from grocery stores, all that jazz. I know what you're looking for. You want the best of both worlds. So, alright, let's see. I'm going to go over here, make a little left turnout, climb up, try to avoid these cows. Alright guys, we're going to climb up a bit higher. Got some high tension lines coming up. We're going to go across those high tension lines, drop in low. Be aware the next road after the high tension line does have a power line on it. It's hard to see, so keep an eye out for that. And we're going to cruise to the right because there's a lot of cows off my left wing. This is some of my favorite places to play in out here. This is just beautiful. I do have to be aware though, the airport's right there now, and this little strip of lake right here is just into one of the approaches. We're runway 17, so we try to be kind of aware of that. There are about a bajillion birds down here though. Let's go ahead and get down low. So there's some birdies. Hey, birdies. Birdie, birdie, birdie. These birds are gorgeous. One thing that's really neat about the Paramotor is these birds will come right up to you sometimes if they want to. You know, I'm flying them right now, they're all flying away, and that's fine. But some birds, especially birds of prey like hawks and falcons and ospreys and stuff, those birds will fly right up beside you. And some days when I go up and we motor around with the motor off, you can have them come up within maybe 10 feet of you, 5 feet of you. It's incredible. So we got these big high tension lines. I'm going to keep climbing over them. And then kind of come back across the top, make sure everybody sees that I'm coming over the top of the power line. Alright guys, top of the power line's right here. Get above the power line. Right at my spot, right here. 6, I'd use a bit more caution flying low, because right now you're downwind, so your landing speed would be very, very high. Remember, when you're learning, only fly low upwind. It's something we do to try to keep people safe. 6, once you climb up here, I'm going to check your fuel level again. I'm guessing you're probably closer to 3. Once you get to 3, we're going to turn around and head back. Man, what a beautiful morning, though. You guys, I don't know if you can see them because it's so far away with this camera. I'm thinking about buying a new camera that would give you guys like 4K quality. Not a GoPro. There's a Sony that it's a couple grand. I can't really justify the cost because I only get so few views on the videos. But I don't know, if this series takes off, I'm going to buy that 4K camera and we're going to have some crazy footage. But below me are all those beautiful birds. There's mainly cattle egrets, which are these white birds. I don't know their official name, but they always hang out with the cows, so we've always called them cattle egrets because we're smart like that. It's just we're far enough north now, we might actually be able to go buy the chalet if he has enough fuel. We'll see. I'm going to pull up alongside him real quick. Wow, it's really, really bright on that lake. The reflection of the sun is super bright. Super bright. He's still climbing. There's the wake. It's always funny when you get the wake like that. It's like, oh, there's the wake. Hello. I spend so much of my time right on people's butts trying to, you know, film them and whatnot. You end up in the wake pretty much half the flight, it feels like sometimes. As long as you keep your wing above theirs, you're good. Good. Alright, he's got 3 liters already over. Looks like a little more space. Alright, buddy, you got 3 liters right now. We'll probably fly up this way a little bit further, and then we're going to turn around and we're going to hightail it back. Just to make sure you got enough fuel to get back. So we'll probably turn around in the next 5 minutes or so. In fact, we can turn around now if you'd like. Yeah, I know it's my call, but it would really suck to have you lose your engine. I'm warm and I'm comfortable. I've only been flying for 40 minutes. You got 3 liters of fuel left right now. What we could do is we could fly over to the chalet and see if my dad has any gas in the house. We can do another flight from there. Do you want to try another flight? You're still good. You're at a half tank or so. Sorry guys, they're asking what their fuel looks like, etc. 6, you cool with flying to the chalet, landing and trying to take off again? Does that sound like fun? Alright, we're going to fly to the chalet then, that'll be fun. We'll drop into this next pasture here, and then we'll climb up over 27 when we get by the mall. Try to stay away from the hotel over there, alright? Alright, so we're going to drop down over here, and then we're going to fly to the chalet, get some more gasoline, little right, little left, farewell, no, just a loop. There we go, there's the speed. Oh, G-forces! And coming into this little pond. My motor's a little slow to respond this morning. I think it's just a little bit, it's tuned a bit wrong for the cold. And yes, I know 40 is not cold, but I live in Florida. This is freaking freezing. Dadgummit. Alright, so we'll land over the chalet, and I'll probably stop this recording for now. Kind of see what you guys think of this idea of recording live. Drop it in. Woo! Oh, James is throwing down low. Dang, kid. He's learning to push his own edges and boundaries, but altitude is not one I really wanted to force. Because when you're flying low, doing crazy stuff, things happen really fast, especially on these smaller wings. It's really kind of crucial to be really, really, really wise about how much altitude you have at all times. The smaller your wing is, the faster you lose altitude, the faster stuff gets really real. Going between some orange trees, hey, kicking a tree. I love this area though. So this is all kind of the fields I grew up flying around. And I grew up about a mile and a half, 2 miles from here. And I get up in the mornings, I get up real early before sunrise to go fly, and then come home and do my schoolwork for the day and work. And it was a neat time. That was all, you know, ultralight airplanes and experimentals and little airplanes and stuff. I didn't really get into the paramotor world until a few years ago, and it's taken over everything else. I mean, this is just such visceral fun. It's like the difference between driving a car and riding a motorcycle, right? The motorcycle is just so much more open and a part of everything. And when you're flying, it becomes this incredible feeling. Here's a nice, cool old tree. Look this thing out. Check this thing out right here. Hey-oh. Beautiful old tree. So these guys are all playing a bit. I'll drop it tight on that one. Power back up and off the power. Coming in. Oh, leaned up a little bit. Definitely going to have to tune my motor a little bit because it's just got a slight hesitation if I'm all the way down to idle that I'm just not used to. This thing's usually so daggum smooth. Alright, there's a nice little pond over here. I like the foot drag just because it's kind of cool. It's in the middle of a field like this. You're going to come through kicking all this stuff, kicking, and then dropping real low. Bring your power back in right there and stick it. Ah! Got them wet. It's tough to do though. Another thing I like to do is go through places like this. You got a nice little path between this barbed wire, in through the fence, across the top, and now we be cruising. Yeah, baby. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous way to fly. So, anyway, yeah, next time I do this, I'll probably do a commentary of some sort, talk about a story or two, something fun we do, and we'll continue on our way. Sorry, my brother's talking to me. He's trying to tell me to check 60 fuel. He doesn't have a radio this morning, so he's incommunicado, which is all right. It's good practice for him. He's gonna drag this right here, though. Let me speed bar, speeding along on the speed. Oh, that was deep. Yeah, buddy. Love that. Good old 6 again. Alright, we're going to go ahead and head over to the chalet for 6's fuel. So let's do that. Go ahead and move that way. Alright guys, let's climb up to about 500 feet and cross over 27. Go ahead and get across and move over to the chalet. Try to follow my path. We're gonna fly from here, kind of across by Toys R Us, and then behind Lowe's. We're gonna follow that path across because that's where the most dry land is, and we still don't fly over congested areas. So climb on up with me. Here we go. Oh, it's a beautiful day, man. Wow, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So right here, sorry I've been quiet, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like a smart person does, you know, we're gonna fly on this line right here, because we don't want to be right over the highway, we don't want to be right over Lowe's, even though there's no one there today. We just kind of want to be respectful of all the different laws there are, and of always having a place to land, so that's a nice view. We can land in here. If we had to, we could land in the mall parking lot, but they have all those light poles and stuff. We fly two-stroke motors, and these are really dependable. The one I'm flying is really dependable, at least for me so far. It's been super dependable. All my friends so far, it's been super dependable, but you still don't want to be kind of caught out or you're landing in a marsh only, because that's going to be a really big bummer. It's not going to be a fun landing. It's going to be nasty. So, that are trees. Trees suck too. Alright, I'm going to climb up a bit higher. Big noise. I have a hoodie on and it keeps catching the air behind me. I feel dumb. All good though. Keep on climbing. Sun is shining. Da-da-da-da. So we're going to land to the north, straight in. It looks like it's going to have a little bit of the northwest component to it. It's kind of weird. The lakes are all showing different wind directions. You can actually see which direction the wind's coming from just by looking at the lakes. I'm going to turn back before I land really quick. Dude, the wind says it's coming from the south. This freaking smoke does. That's weird. Hey, Six, before I go in and land, I'm going to come back and check your fuel one more time. If you're around 3 still, we'll just hot dog it back. Looks like the wind is showing from the south, though, so we may end up having to land. We'll see. You have to say it again. I lost you. Say again. I got you. Coming up on you now. Right wing. And speed bar. I always like to have my wing above theirs for the rotor and the wake, as well as just gives me some safety room for error. If he decided to turn toward me, he'd end up diving below me, which is always good. So now I'm going to come in close. I can't actually see how much fuel he has. I think he has 3. Go ahead and land. Alright, we're going to go ahead and land here, and I'll set up for landing now. See you guys on the ground. I'm going to foot track it out both directions to figure out which way the wind's actually coming from, because the smoke's saying it's from the south, but we took off to the north, so we'll see. See, down low it looks like it's from the north. There's a smoke right here. Somebody has a campfire in their parking lot. It appears to be smoke. Yeah, it's coming from the northeast, it looks like now. That's good. Alright, time to throw down. Left. Right. There's James is throwing down left. A little bit of power because I don't want to get too low. And nice and smooth control. Come out of it nice and easy. And dampen the surges. Let the wing fly. Coming across. I'm not going to land this fast. I'm just going to do a little flyby. See what it feels like down here. See if it feels like I'll be landing upwind, which way, etc. Try to be wise about it. Looks like James is setting up for a foot drag also. I think it's probably from the north because I'm going pretty slow. I'm doing about 20, which is really slow for this wing. So And I'm skiing on that ground now. Yeah, buddy, this is how you learn to do those water foot drags. You do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these land foot drags. It's definitely the best way to learn how to do a good water foot drag also. Alright, I'm gonna climb on up. Nice. We'll go give my mom a flyby. Go give my family hellos. My uncle and my aunt are back in town, I believe. My uncle's a crop duster now. He was a 747 pilot, but now he gets to fly fun stuff, so. Fly to my parents' house. Say howdy ho. Well, if they weren't awake, they're going to be awake now. There's my mama. Hey, mama. Alright, we're going to go down there. We're going to land over here real quick, see how it's all going. I yell down at her, watch your ears again. We're landing! Alright. Hey, 6, be aware of your places to land. We're going to land to the north, and I'll go ahead and land first. I'll talk you in. Set yourself up for a long final to the north, okay, buddy? You know what, I don't like that. We might go south. Let me try the south real quick first. The lake is showing me wind from the pure south. You can see there's a ring around the edge. It's kind of from the southwest, or southeast, actually. I don't know. It's weird because it's such light air, but the difference is pretty drastic when you're coming into land. So I try to be really respectful of my students and give them the option of landing into the wind when possible, because it just makes it way more comfortable. So let's see. Oh yeah, we're gonna land to the south. Oh, geez, it's really close. I think it's pretty much the same. We'll land to the south though. Yeah, buddy, we'll land to the south. I'll go back up and land where I want you to land in that area, and then we're going to land to the south. It's very, very small difference either way, but I think it'll be worth doing, so we'll go south. I'm climbing up. Follow me around right, and then I want you to go wider than me and everything else, okay? Alright, 6, you're basically going to go fly across the lake, and then come in on approach, and I'm going to land short so that I can talk you in. Alright. Hoorah! Yippee-ki-yay. So I'm going to go ahead and power all the way down here. And if I want to go a little further, let's see. Try to decide exactly where I want to land. Try to pick my spot beforehand just for safety's sake. Plus it's fun. Engine off now. This is where's my favorite part of flying right here. When the engine's off, it's so quiet and smooth. Yeah, buddy. Ooh, that's gonna be tight. Ooh! And we're through the hole. We're on heading. Exactly where I want to go. And flare, 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 flare. Run it out. Ah! My legs are tired. Awesome. We talk this homeboy in. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hooked a nice line around my camera. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a message and we'll talk soon.